Hi everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to insert values in tables. Well, in the last video we have seen how to create database, tables and corresponding columns. Now we will see how we can insert values in those columns. So here you can see we have to insert these ID, title, years, date published, all these values in our database. Let's do it then. Let us first write the comment, that is inserting values into the table movie, because the first table that we have created was table movie and we have the columns as ID, title, year, date published, duration and so on. So I will write insert into movie, then I will write values and will simply put the values in that sequence in which we have defined the column names. So first we had ID, so I can put the ID by referencing it from here. So the first ID was this one. Let me copy this ID. So I will put it in a quotes. The second column was the title and again in quotes. Next we had year. Year is 2017. Done. Then next date published. Then we had is duration of the movie, that is 97, and then we have the country as Germany. So 97, then the country was Germany. Then the next entry is worldwide gross income and language is German. Then the language was German. Then we had the next entry as production company, where we have this entry. So I will copy this and paste it. So you can also manually type it or you can paste it from your reference Excel. Next, after production company, yeah, it's all done. So once it is done, you can close the bracket and put a comma and you can start with the next entry. So for example, the next entry was again from here. So as we have discussed, you have to again do it in a similar manner for the next entry and so on. Initially, it's quite a manual task, but once it is done, you can use it for years and years. You have to just then do the analysis part where you will be writing the query and it will give you the values and the outputs straight away. So I hope it is clear now that how we can insert the values in any table. Now since we have inserted one row of data, let us see that how we can read this data, how it will look in the output. So to see what all values we are having in a table, I will end this with a semicolon. We can simply write select star from movie. So star indicates all. So it means select all from movie. Let me select it and run. And you can see in the output screen that in the movie table, we are having the columns as ID, title, year, date published and so on. And we have the values as these entries, like the way it is there in our Excel reference. Now similarly, we can insert the values in the next table, that is genre. In genre, we have the columns as movie ID and genre. So let us now go ahead and I will simply write insert into genre, and values. So the first entry in genre is movie ID, and then we have the genre as thriller. So let me copy this movie ID and put it up here. And the first genre was thriller. Similarly, I can enter the next movie ID and the genre. And let me now randomly choose another movie ID. Let me choose this one. And the corresponding genre is comedy. So it's done. So I am done with two of the entries. Now to see in the output what all values are there in the genre table, I will be simply writing select star from. Now the table name is genre. And let's run it. And you can see in the action output it got executed, and the output is showing as movie ID and genre, and we have the entry as thriller and comedy, since we have given only two inputs. In the same logic, we can enter all the other rows for all the other tables. Now, as you can see, I have done it all for you. I have entered all the rows of data for the movie table. Similarly, I have done it for genre table, director mapping, role mapping, names, and ratings table. Now next I will be running all these queries once for all. Let me quickly select the queries and hit on enter. And as we can see that all the queries has been successfully executed. Now, if I want to find out that what all entries we are having for the ratings table, I will be simply writing select star from ratings. Now, if I write this, since there are so many entries, it might show error in the output. So for that, I will be including limit 10. That means show me the first 10 entries. If I put limit 15, it will show me the first 15 entries, and so on. So here it is in the output screen. We have movie ID, average rating, total votes, and median rating in the ratings table. And here are the first 10 entries. Similarly, I can find it for some another table. Let us see it for, let's say names table. So let me change this to names and run it. And in the output, we can see that in the names table, we had the columns as ID, name, height, date of birth, and known for movies. And here are the entries. So like this, we can insert any number of values in the tables. I hope it is clear. And with this, we have come to the end of the video where we have learned how to create a database, how to create a table, then corresponding columns, and then how to insert values in those columns. In the next video, we will learn about ERD and joins in SQL. See you then. Bye-bye.